Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Produce Buzzers podcast. We are so happy you have joined us today, and I think you will be too after the show is over, because you will learn a lot about fresh fruits and vegetables, how to select and store them, how to prepare and cook them, and surprising facts about their history and origin. We hope it inspires you to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, not only for your health, but also for your delight and pleasure as you explore their amazing world of taste and delicious flavors. Eating more of them will transform your life in so many positive ways. So settle back, relax, and get ready for another delicious adventure with the Produce Buzzers. Greetings and welcome to another delicious episode of the Produce Buzzers podcast. I'm Edwin Stepp, your host and executive editor of ProduceBuzz.com. I'm joined once again by Teresa Nolan, the president and founder of Produce Buzz, along with Rick Stepp and Cynthia Benedetto, contributing editors to Produce Buzz. Doing good is good business. That is the belief of Raul Fernandez and Martin Casanova of Thanks Dreams, a fresh produce company that donates part of their profits to help farm workers fulfill vital needs. Raul and Martin join us this week on the podcast to tell us how Thanks Dreams is providing many types of necessities to needy families who work on the farms where their fruits and veggies are grown. From computers and tablets for children in school, to home improvements like adding rooms to their homes, to online education and medical needs. The company is growing fast, and fortune has favored them in so many ways. Raul says, when you are striving to do good, and especially for others, the universe conspires to help you, a principle that Thanks Dreams believes in and is fulfilling. Listen in to be inspired by the story of Raul's and Martin's vision to give back after many years as successful business entrepreneurs, and learn how you can help them in their quest by doing nothing more than buying the right brand of fruits and veggies you are already eating. This episode was recorded on the convention floor at the Southeast Produce Council's Southern Exposure Expo for buyers and sellers of fresh fruits and vegetables. We had some competition from the noise in the exposition hall, so we apologize for that. But it's still very audible, and we don't think it will be too distracting. So please keep listening to learn about the wonderful work these men at Thanks Dreams are doing to help needy farm workers. We're here to talk about Thanks Dreams, THX Dreams. THX is just the shorthand way.
Yeah, it's a short way to do it. And also, our brand is all about thanking. Yeah. Thanking the consumer, thanking the people, thanking the farm worker.
Yeah.
That's why I always say thanks.
Yeah.
Martin, it's great to have you back at the show. You were on before. It was one of our most popular episodes.
I didn't know that.
People loved it. They love the work you're doing. You know, it's not just about making money. It's about, as you said, giving back. Mm-hmm. But let's remind our listeners about Thanks Dreams.
Okay. Yeah, also a lot of things happened since the last time we talked. I think it was 1 year ago.
It's been about a year.
2, yeah.
Yeah, I think a little over a year.
Yeah, so we created this social impact brand, at first as a blueberry brand, where we help farm workers to achieve their dreams. So what we do is we feature pictures of real farm workers that they work in the farm or in the packing house where the fruit is coming from. Each one has a dream that is related with a need that they have. So we also place a QR code in our labels, and consumers can scan the QR code and watch a 1-minute video of that farm worker telling where he works, how his family, what the work he does in the farm, and what's his dream as well. And then he's thanking the consumer because when they buy the product, they help them to achieve a dream.
And we want to talk about some of those dreams in just a few minutes. But I want to introduce our listeners to Raul, who was not on the last broadcast, but you're very instrumental in this company. You have to give us your background and what was your vision.
Yeah, very interesting because we met with Martin about 6 years ago. Martin was just moving to the United States. I was doing consulting. I have a consulting business that's focused on helping produce companies reach the U.S. market. And I was living in the area where Martin wanted to live. So he called me up and said, hey, I need to talk to you. And we started talking and we just kind of bonded. And we said, we'd like to do something that helps farm workers. And Martin said, that's what I want to do because I come from Patagonia And, I lived near to the farms and I saw the hard worker. And I said, well, I was working in the tropics. I've been living in Costa Rica and I see that over there. So we both had that same thing. We need to do something to bring up the image of the farm workers, which are those hidden gems of the industry. Because as I said today in the meeting, would we all have a job if there were no farm workers, right?
Right. And everybody was like, dumb, thinking, I'm not sure.
Well, it fits with the theme of the Southeast Produce Council this year, which is Unsung Heroes.
Exactly.
These are some of the most needed, necessary unseen heroes.
Last year with Martin, we were driving through California. We were driving up 101 and we got to a spot where there was a landslide and we couldn't go any further forward. And we tried to go back and it was flooded. And, said, okay, what do we do here? And so we were thinking about, we're inside a car with air conditioning, right? Talking, discussing how, this is terrible. We looked over to the right, to the side of the car, and there was a strawberry field. And there were the workers working in the middle of the pouring rain to save the harvest, right?
Yeah.
So that came really close to saying, geez, and we're complaining because we're stuck in a car. These guys are out there protecting the food that we're going to eat like a couple of weeks from now. And we may be even complaining, they don't taste as good as they used to.
Right. That was this past year after they had all the rain.
All the rains, yeah.
Yeah, so mudslides. And these workers were out there going about their job and despite all the disaster that was around them.
They were completely, hear less about them. For them, they had to protect the crop. Right.
Yeah.
And that's when you say those are the really unsung heroes, as you were saying.
Right.
Yeah. This industry.
Yeah.
Do you think God stopped you there to make you look? Wow.
Probably.
They're stopped here. It's like the Red Sea. You have to part of the Red Sea to get out.
We are men of faith. We are men of faith. So I think there's some coincidences that are not so coincidences, right?
Sure.
So I think that might have been a good lesson to remind us, hey, I like what you're doing, but also I put you to do this for a reason, right?
Yeah,
right. So it's
let's go back to the beginning of the company. Now, you said the two of you met, you hit it off, you felt like we can work together. You discussed this vision you had for helping these unseen heroes. How did it progress?
It was very funny because it was about September, and we're saying, okay, where do we start? And they said, well, it's coming we're both from Argentina, got good connections in Argentina. And said, well, it's a natural thing. This is the time for the blueberry harvest in Argentina. And so he said, yeah, that could be a great product. And Martin said, I got a great grower that I think we should partner with. And I said, no, I got a great one. And so he said, all right, you go first. No, go first. So finally said, okay, let's write it down. Unbelievably, we both wrote down the same grower, which we called up. And he was on board, said, lovely. I sold almost all my production, but I still can harvest for like another 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'll do it with you guys because I know you guys very well.
Right.
And you know how sometimes you're lucky more than intelligent? He air freighted this stuff to us right when the Argentinian season was kind of dying, but Chile had not come up and there was a gap. And in that gap, prices go up, as always happens.
Right.
So we sold all the product very quickly, very easily, and at very good prices. He said, wow, you guys are geniuses. That's the biggest mistake you make in produce. You think you're a genius. That's when you're. But anyway,
when you're lucky and you think you're a genius.
No. If you almost were swallowed by a landslide, but then the road was blocked behind you, and now you get to take advantage of a short market. That's like the stars are aligning for you everywhere.
Well, there is a theory that when you're trying to do good, the universe conspires to help you. Right?
I like that.
And I think that, Martin, we can tell you what we're doing now and what the reception has been.
Right.
It kind of tells you, well, for a company that started from zero A lot of things have happened. You know, Martin, you can elaborate on that.
Yeah, let's hear more about that and some of the dreams you're fulfilling. You can take it where you want to go, but I know our listeners want to hear about some of this.
So we started that year was, I think, 2018. So 17. And then we start growing with we start using the concept not only with this grower in Argentina, but also growers in Peru and Chile and also United States and Canada with the blueberries. And then we say, okay, let's do it with other products that we're also selling, like pears, like citrus. So in the first 3 or 4 years, also we did cherries. And we start like trying to do all the products that we were selling to put our brand and put the concept and helping more farm workers. So, and that went really very good. We got like a lot of traction in the industry. People say, oh, I like the concept a lot. This is something new. This is something different. But we always believe that this can be much bigger than us. So after like some coming back, 1.5 years ago, we decided to to change in some way our business model and to move from being strictly a brand to be a program. So we continue.
Say that again. I want to make sure our listeners heard
from
that.
being strictly a brand,
Strictly
our brand,
right,
to be a program where other companies can benefit of the Thanks program and can use our Thanks label as a co-branding program for them.
Right.
So we continue, of course, selling our products with the Thanks concept, but we started partnering with growers and distributors who see a value in the concept, and they put like a sticker in their own brand, and they sell the product to the retailers, and they do the business, and we are in charge of the marketing and the social responsibility program. Because our program is at the same time is a social responsibility program to help their farm workers that like retailers and big corporations are pushing like growers, hey, you have to do more for your people, you have to have more social responsibility program, or you have to invest in sustainability. So our program fits there, but also is a brand that highlight brands to help to connect them with consumers at the same time.
So are you actively looking for other partners now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we started, so we made this decision 1.5 years ago. We launched it in the IFPA, not the 2022.
23.
Yeah.
Not 2022. And we start talking to companies. And I think we are very lucky that we have a very good partners. We already have like 5-6 partnerships on board that they already have the stickers. They already are in stores. We start doing grapes. We start doing kiwis. We are doing veggies. We are growing a lot in citrus. So, and also there is brands that they are using our program. And this allows us to make a much bigger impact because we are helping much more farm workers and also in products that we would never think about selling ourselves.
That's fantastic.
So our goal clearly is to get the consumer recognition. So more companies want to partner with us, and also to get to the different, with the Thanks program, we can go to every product person in the products business because they have farm workers, and also maybe in the future also other fields where you have farm workers, and maybe it's not only the products. What we want to do is when consumers they see our sticker with the farm workers face, they know that there is a story behind that they know that the companies that they are working with they treat them very well. And today marketing is all about stories. And that's what we are providing to the consumers. When you go, for example, the grapes, we just finished we are still finishing our grape from Peru season. So when consumers go, we did a lot of exams, and we have 70 dreams. So when consumers go to the stores, they see 70 different stories and 70 different people that they are.
Now, let me ask you about that. First of all, we're only audio, not video. But when we publish this, I'll make sure we put a website a look so they can see your logo. But describe that logo. First of all, thanks is like if you were texting somebody. I'm telling our listeners, THX exclamation point dreams. Right, and has a beautiful purple color to it. I think you describe the logo so our listeners can imagine and look for it in the produce section.
The logo has our letters, THX,
right?
For thanks. Inside a call out, a little square with a little arrow pointing down.
Right.
And that arrow is obviously pointing to the picture of the farm worker who is saying thanks for helping my dream come true, which is what's in the bottom.
Yeah.
Because we want to be the human face of sustainability.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about sustainability when they're thinking about reducing waste.
Right.
Well, you should be reducing waste anyway. I mean, that's good practices. It's not really, don't take too much credit on that because you should have been doing that from day one.
Right.
Protecting the water, which is fabulous that you're doing that. Helping the land stay productive and make sure you don't over farm, right? Yeah. But we have to do something about farm workers too, because without farm workers, like we said today, we don't have an industry.
Yeah. None
of us will have a job. And so that's what we want to do, is make sure that the farm worker is valued and recognized as their contribution.
Right.
And at the same time, we help that farm worker achieve something that is just a little bit over their budget. So this always gets postponed. It's something they would like to do, but they never get the opportunity to be able to get there.
Just out of reach.
Yeah,
you give them that little extra incentive or help to do it.
And we all have that, right? That there's always something that we would like to do, but we keep postponing. Like my new barbecue grill, for example. So that's what we help them do.
Right.
And you would not believe the impact it has on them, but most importantly, the impact it has on the actual farm. Because when the farm workers see the face of their colleague on the sticker, and that's going to go to the United States, and it's going to be in a retail store. Wow, I want to be there.
Yeah.
Everybody starts kind of helping to make it happen.
Right.
And so we get the feedback from the farm owners saying, you wouldn't believe what's done to us.
Their morale is boosted.
A buzz.
They feel like they're a part of something bigger.
Yes, bigger.
There's a QR code on the package that they can scan and listen to a story. Now, what I want to understand is, you said you had 70 different ones right now.
Yeah.
Does that mean if I walk into, say, a Publix and I see grapes with the thanks dream, would there be different stories in that lot?
So each farm worker, you will see that there are different persons, different people.
Okay.
And when you scan that QR code, you are going to see the video of that person who is in the sticker.
And so I can buy 3 different packages and see 3 different stories.
Three different stories, and you know that you know exactly where your contribution went.
Yeah.
Or is going. That's the great thing about thanks. It's like a one-to-one connection. It's not that the money is going to a fund that you don't know where it's going. You will see a video of that farm worker, and you know that your contribution went there, and then once we achieve the dream, we are going to put that information in social media, and we are going to tell the consumers, hey, this dream was achieved. Now, something great that we are doing is we receive every day a lot of emails from consumers. Because now that we got bigger and bigger, we have much more exposure. So we receive every day emails, and they say, "Oh, I want to help this farm worker." Or how they ask, "Okay, how does this work?" And the great thing is that when we achieve the dream, we send an email to each one of the consumers that ask for a particular farm worker, and they receive, "Okay, look what you did," and then you have some answers that are amazing. People feel that they make an impact, a real impact. Like, okay, I bought the product, I saw the video, it connect with me, I got emotional, and then I received a picture or a video of the farm worker with the dream achieved. So that's great, and that's I think that the nicest part of our job.
If you go to the website, thxdreams.com.
Okay, let's make sure our listeners get that.
Yeah, thxdreams.com.
Okay, there's no exclamation point in the
not on the website. They don't let you put an
Right,
exclamation.
thxdreams.com.
If you go there, you'll see all the dreams posted. So
Okay.
you can actually
You can go through
you
them.
can go there and you'll see the ones that already are accomplished.
Right.
And if you click on those, you actually see a picture or a small video of the dream accomplished.
Yeah.
What's an
Fantastic.
example of one of the dreams?
Yeah, let's hear some of those.
Which ones do you think would be nicer to
What we decided is to focus, because when you talk to the people, you have like a lot of different dreams or needs that they have. So we focus in 3 areas. So when we talk about dreams in education, we focus in home improvements. That is very common that they need that. And we focus in micro entrepreneurship.
Say that again.
Micro entrepreneurship. Sometimes farm workers, they have a seasonal work
Yeah.
and they don't have any other.
They got to find another way for
So
income.
sometimes
So they become entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so sometimes it's like buying an industrial oven because they want to cook to the family, or they want to build
We had a case where a farm worker said, I realized in my neighborhood there is no bakery, and I love baking and I love baking cakes, but I don't have a way to do that in a scale, and I don't have a way to sell it.
Right.
So her dream was for us to build an extension to her home where she could have like a counter where she could sell to the outside, and to get an industrial mixer and a larger more industrial oven so that she could then bake. It became very successful. So now in her spare time or in the low season, they have a business that generates some income to help them offset the less income they have from farming.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What I love about this is that it's capitalism, because you're selling a product,
Right.
and these people are earning a living and fulfilling their dreams through that product sale instead of just a handout.
Exactly. And that's the key, because they feel that because of course the farmer, the growers, they need to choose which farm worker they're helping.
Yes.
So the farm workers feel that, okay, I'm doing a good job. I get this price. I get a dream. So I'm recognized. My boss or the grower is recognizing my hard work.
Yes.
So they don't see that, okay, it's like you give them just, okay,
Yes, it's not charity.
it's not charity,
You earn it.
Yeah.
and that's great.
And we teach you to earn.
Yeah,
Yes.
people feel that, okay, I'm a hard worker, and the company is recognizing me this.
My
So
hard
that's-
work is paying dividends
Exactly.
to them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which just expands to the whole community.
Exactly.
That's great. Now, okay, so let's tell us about the products. You said grapes, blueberries, some citrus. What's the? Maybe there's too many to list, but
No, I hope so. No, we can list.
One day we just make a whole list.
No,
I want
we
our
do-
listeners to
Yes.
say, okay, I need some citrus, or I need
Yes,
some.
we do citrus.
I want to go to my grocery
We have
store.
a partner with our strong partner with citrus. We do grapes. We do pears. We do cherries. We do blueberries. We have one of our partners that they do veggies. And they are starting
Also
with the chicken.
veggies.
We already work on the greens.
Sunset.
That is,
Oh, right, sunset.
Yeah,
Yes.
so- we do. I'm not sure if I mentioned kiwis.
Yes.
And we are just made a deal with a very important company that do mangoes. And so our goal is to get new products, to get more exposure to consumers,
Right.
to our brand, and to we started like 5, 6, 7 years ago, but this change that we did to our business model, it's allowing us to go to. It's allowing us to do much more volume, besides other products, to be much more in the stores in front of the consumers. But also, what happened to us in the past is, as we were like a small distributor, we weren't every week in the same place because we were selling to other companies that they were selling to different retailers. So
Got it.
we weren't able to invest in marketing in terms with the consumers. because we were 1 week in Philadelphia, other week in Miami, and 3 weeks later in Chicago.
Right.
Now, with this kind of program and partnerships, we are every week in the same place and with a much bigger volume. So now we are doing some marketing campaigns that are awesome, that really are really disruptive for the industry. So we are doing ads where we use a technology that with geolocalization and augmented and artificial intelligence, we show the ads to the people we want to show it.
Right.
For example, now in this campaign with Sam's, we have some ads that with these marketing tools that we are doing, we are just targeting consumers that they are already buying in Sam's.
Okay.
And we combine that with people who likes fruits, who wants has a healthy life. And now today in your phones, they have all your information.
Right.
So we are able,
Exactly.
So we are able, for example, if we have the kiwis in Winn-Dixie and we want to promote our partners brand there, we target the consumers that are actually going to Winn-Dixie. Also, we can say, okay, we want to show this ad to the people who was yesterday in Winn-Dixie and who are actually buying fruits.
Right.
And you show the ad to them.
Right.
So
The funny thing with that is that the content emails we get has changed. We used to get emails and they would say, I bought your product, I love it, I want to help Juanita, but I went back to the store and your product's not there. Where can I buy it? Right? Now it's changed from, oh, I went to the store, I'm going back next week.
Right.
I want to send you money because I want to help Juanita or finish her real faster. So it's because now there's that intimacy, and that intimacy benefits the brand that's carrying our co-brand or co-label,
Right.
because they get the credit for it, of course. The video farm worker names the brand and they say, I work at, in the case of grapes, for example, it's Pedregal. They say, I work at Pedregal, I've been working here for 5 years or 6 years, and they tell you the story about what they do at Pedregal, right? So, and the label says Pedregal, of course, because that's the brand,
Right.
and our stickers on the side. So we enhance the brand's presence in front of the consumers also.
Yeah.
So it's not that we get all the credit,
Right.
because they are doing, all their hard work, really, if you wish,
Right.
and we enhance them.
So what about? Oh, go ahead. You have.
When you license the brand to someone else, are they picking their own farm workers, or are these just the farm
No,
workers?
they pick their own farm workers. We have a guidelines. Of course, was the criteria that we use. We help them to pick, but they are their employees, so they choose their farm workers.
Okay,
Yeah, we have a person that helps them with the whole. There's a whole protocol.
criteria.
How do you do that? We don't want to have favoritisms. We don't have to have the nephew or the niece.
Or something that's some dream that's insignificant, like a barbecue grill.
Right. Something that, I think those should get talked about. I think, you're right. Absolutely right.
Okay, so what about our listeners who haven't seen the brand in their stores, and maybe they listen to this show and they go, what can they do to encourage their stores to get the brand?
Great question. What a great question. That is always a challenge because, as you know, of course, everybody wants to be at the best retailers, and everybody has established relationships with retailers.
Right.
So, of course, we don't want to interrupt that. What we want is to enhance the people who are already doing business with certain retailers. If you're a supplier of Walmart, or you're a supplier, Publix, you're a supplier of Teeter, or whoever you are, and you want to enhance your brand because it is really connecting with consumers and it's bringing consumers back to the store. So there's a benefit to the store. So, it has the benefit to the retailer, because the retailer gets the consumer says, well, they are supporting this farm work. It helps the brand because the brand obviously gets all the credit, right?
Yeah.
And of course, what we want to do is help the farm workers, and obviously through the sales, we're able to generate the income that pays for the dreams and makes the whole thing work.
Right.
When you mentioned you meant Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Sam's Club.
So do you also have to partner with Sam's Club, or is it just happens to be that your grower sells to Sam's?
That's a great question. When we started with our own label, of course, we had to go to the retailers and trying to convince them to get our brand and all that process, which we realized this is pretty stupid. We are competing with the guys who are producing, who are packing with with our label, to the detriment of their label. So that's why, when Martin said, "Oh, we shouldn't be doing that. We should really be cooperating." So then we changed the model, and now we help them sell to the retailer. They are already selling to the retailer, but now we're giving them another reason to be the preferred brand at the store, or to be listed in the store.
Okay.
So it is synergetic. So we don't compete.
So depending, of course, the relationship between our grower and the retailer, sometimes they have to be all on board on this, or sometimes just our grower put a sticker in like as he put his brand and we start promoting it.
Sure.
So depending on each retailer, but most of them, they are okay. We have been doing this like for a while, and again, it's not like we have some partners that they say, okay, let me talk with Sam's, with Walmart, with the retailer that I work, and I need to get the green light to do this. And we never have a retailer say no.
Right.
And then we have some retailers and some people say, okay, I like this a lot, let's promote it together. So you have and this is something quite new. Most of the retailers that we are, or the buyers, and in each retailer you have a lot of people involved, and some of them they happen to know our concept and others not. So we are also investing a lot. So now we are like Raul and me, we are working like a lot in a lot of different aspects. But our big goals for I think the next year is also to talk to more retailers to explain how it works. It's not just only selling them, because they say, okay, some retailers, they already have the brand in the stores, but they don't know what it is about. So telling them what we are doing, and of course trying to increase our business, but also getting more partners and companies on board. So as more exposure we have with consumers, the better it is for the brand and for the recognition of the concept.
And one of the challenges, of course, is educating and training also the produce managers at the stores, so that when the product is there, they can also tell their shoppers, right? When they come there, oh, we got this is new, this is exciting, to create more of the buzz. So it's a whole process that's going to take. It's going to take a while. I mean, we're in it for the long run. So thanks God that we're very young. And
Who's helping you bridge the gap of communication with the store manager?
With the store manager? That's the $1 million question. Right now, we're still getting into that stage. We're not there yet. We realize that's the next education level. It's not easy because of the dispersion of and the quantity of people, and of course we're a small company.
Right.
But we've got some pretty neat ideas that can't share right now, but pretty soon we'll be connecting. But we get a lot of support from the stores. I mean, Walmart basically said, go and talk to all our suppliers, and because we want, we'd like to see this at the store.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And most retailers are saying the same thing: is we don't see a downside to this.
Right.
Is it going to cost more? And the answer is no. It doesn't cost you more. We are not asking the retailer to pick up the bill.
Yeah. Does your program integrate well with fair trade program?
It's different. It's different, right? Fair trade aims obviously to ensure that there's the working conditions and the payment to the farm workers are the best they should be for that particular location. A very difficult concept.
But you're not competitors anymore. You fit hand in glove.
No, we normally work with companies who already pay wages, because nobody's going to do a program like Thanks if they don't care about their people.
Right.
So we deal with companies who pay fair wages. They're real. They're not paying money under the table. They're paying really jobs that are formal jobs, that they have been in the business a long time, but they care about their workers. So in many ways, it makes unnecessary the concept of fair trade because they're already doing fair trade.
Right.
But
Which
we
is
don't compete.
supplemental.
It's supplementary.
And you ask if we are competitors. We always say our competitors are the companies that they are not doing anything good.
Yeah.
So our competitors are the people who don't care.
Right.
So there are other programs out there like Fair Trade and other ones that they are really good, and we love all those programs to grow.
Yeah.
And I hope we live in a world where every company has to have something, or thanks, or fair trade, or another program, and we compete against people who don't care. We compete with people who pay lower salaries. We compete with people who they don't treat well their employees. So I'm happy if not only fair trade, but there are other good examples out there. They are really more successful. So the cake is going to be bigger for all of us. We don't we always say, because that's the question that they do. Okay, you compete with fair trade? No, we're not a certification. We are something different. Probably you can see us. Okay, I have to choose between. Of course, fair trade is much bigger than us, but we say no. I love people going to fair trade and to all places that they are doing good, because that's not our fight. Our fight is to do better for the farm workers and to show to the industry that doing good is a good business. So that's where we fight to.
Yeah.
So
The only brand to compete against is indifference.
Well,
Exactly.
but through your good example, you may inspire those people who haven't thought about it yet or are indifferent.
Yeah.
They may wake up and say, you know what, I should do something.
and that's our role, and that's what we believe it's our role, because we know we are doing something different and something unique, and we are like, we too, of course we have a structure, but we started we too with a good idea, and we accomplish a lot. But and sometimes, as I say, we accomplish a lot with ups and downs and the pandemic in the middle. And sometimes we have our conversations saying, hey, sometimes you are disappointed because you have a bad meeting or you went to talk to someone that they don't care, or say, okay, we are doing something good. Why that guy is not on board? And I remember having a conversation with Raul that we're saying, okay, we are trying to promote farm workers. Anyone cares about them. And it's like, also when you talk to sustainability, there are other fields that they're getting much more traction than farm workers. And maybe, as you say today, I wasn't there in today when they keep making that good question, and people say, okay. And it's a fact that farm workers is not the most important topic for a lot of people. And that's our role. That's our field. So that's what we have to do. That's our work. Try to put the farm workers into the discussion, using the consumers, helping us to promote them, and be there for them. So to put and try that. Thanks is a channel where the industry in general, of course, there are a lot of people that they pay attention to farm workers, but those who don't, okay, they start saying, okay, let's pay more attention to these guys, or let's promote this brand that is helping them, and hopefully, in a couple of years, farm workers get the recognitions that they need,
Martin,
or they deserve.
What would you tell them? Because not only you have to, we have our QR code and our brand and our sticker that goes on your packaging, but tell them about Seeding Futures, because that's something that they've never heard about.
And that's something also crazy that we are doing. Like 1 year ago.
Can you repeat the name? What is it?
It's called Seeding Futures.
Seeding
Futures. It's like our non-profit. So we are working to be a non-profit. It takes a while, but it's our non-profit part of the business. What we did, after the pandemic, all of us and farm workers get used to online education, because you have to stay home, and some farm workers and also some people, they have online education in their phones, in tablets, eat at home. So we partner with the school who is giving lessons like classes to farm workers and their families. We are teaching, like we are having English classes from farm workers. We are helping the kids of the farm workers with homework. We are having different topics, but everything related with education. And that's free.
Yeah.
That's free for the farm workers,
Oh, wow.
and that's free for the companies who are partnering with us. So we started like a year ago. We have 500 students every month that they are people from the farms, mostly that they are working with us, but from Chile, Peru, Argentina, Mexico, here in the United States. And that's a great thing. It's free. What we want to do in the future is we also have a crowdfunding platform where consumers can make a donation,
So
a
that's
contribution.
coming. It's not up yet. No, it's
All right.
You know, that,
All those emails we're getting now, people
Okay.
ask me, how can I help?
So you send them to
We
the
tell
government.
you already help achieve the dream. But
Okay.
if you want to help more, go to
Got
this
this.
the site and you can donate. And people are donating money there and just helping offset the
Right.
cost of it.
yeah, but what we are doing is, as we are not established non-profit, we are not promoting a lot that we consumers because we believe that if you want to promote a lot, you need to be a non-profit. What we are doing now is people who are asking us, okay, you have this, you can, if you want, you can put some money in the crowdfunding.
Okay.
But nowadays, 90% of that is paid. It's paid by us,
Right.
and that's great because again, you are giving them a very this tool that is helping them with education, and it's amazing the feedback that we have from them. Again, that the grower is giving this benefit that is to them, and they can, they can do better. We have some farm workers that they live here, and they are from Mexico, from Central America, and they have the kids that are going to school in English, but they can't help with the homework for two reasons. First, because they are in the farm all day, and probably they don't have the ability to help them, and second, because the school is in English and they speak Spanish. So we help their kids with the homework,
Very good.
and that's amazing what we are doing. So,
It started really during the pandemic when all schools were off, so the kids couldn't go to school, and we realized that the farm workers, especially in Latin America, they maybe there was one cell phone for the whole family, and that one even was with minutes, paid minutes. So can you imagine those children trying to get an education? It was impossible.
Yeah.
A lot of the dreams during the pandemic were about, can you help us get a computer and internet connection, a lot of tablet internet connection, somehow to be able to keep up. We realized, wow, farm worker children have a huge handicap, huge disadvantage versus children who live in the towns or the cities. And that's part of the idea from my team saying, we should do something about this. We should do this. And it was great that we were able to partner with this organization. And what is really fun that we never expected, we never even thought about, is the fact that now children from maybe Mexico, Peru, Chile, Georgia are in the same classroom, right?
Yeah.
In this virtual classroom, but they're all there. Can you imagine how they feel to be, talking to a kid from Chile and they are in Georgia or somewhere,
Similar experiences of
living similar
it's always
experiences, and learning English or learning, to get their grades up and, helping them. It's what Martin said. Most of the farm worker children can't help their children with homework.
Right.
So that's a huge handicap if you come to think of it, because any of our kids would come home and they would ask for help. We would struggle through it, but we would get by, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they can't. There's no way they can do it. And so,
Do you want to tell the listeners about the crowdfunding platform, or is that something that you play not? I mean, can they find this
they can
crowdfunding
find it in our
from your
webpage.
website?
Yeah.
phxdreams.com.
and if you go there /programs,
Okay,
you will see it.
got it.
And sorry.
Anybody can fund there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason is we cannot give them a
You can't give them the
receipt that would be tax deductible.
deductible.
Yeah.
Got
So it really, at this stage, it has to be a real donation.
Right.
You don't get any financial benefit out of it, which is
Yeah, I
okay.
understand,
I mean,
No, and
somebody will take care of it.
Sure. Right.
for us is again, now we are supporting these 500 workers. And we also have some discussion with some retailers that in the future, once we are nonprofit, consumers can go, when you go to the cashier and, okay, do you want to donate?
Give extra.
Exactly. So that's something that we want to promote.
Yeah.
And also I would love people from our industry that they like make donations to different organizations. They can, okay, I want to donate Seeding Futures because they are helping my industry.
Right.
So we are really, and that's a great thing of Seeding Futures. The sky is the limit because how many farm workers we have. And that's great. When we partner with a company, this is free. So we are giving a lot of value.
Right.
And something, sometimes something that is sometimes disappointing as the conversations that we are having with Raul. If you ask me today with the Seeding Futures, of course, for us, it's a big thing to pay for this. Sometimes we need the students. We have conversations with growers and companies. I would say, hey, this is free. Bring me your farm workers, spend 2 hours because the only thing we need is you to explain or let us explain this.
Right.
And sometimes, okay, I'm busy. That's part of the work we have to do.
Right.
People are busy. And it's okay, but you can help 100 of your farm workers, 50, 1 or 2, whatever. And this is free.
Right.
And when we start talking about this, we say, okay, we will have 3,000 students in 1 week because I'm going to text my friends and they will say, oh, we are bored. We are going to help all our farm workers. And sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes people are so busy that they cannot spend like 1 hour for a Zoom call and help us. And that somehow, again, it's disappointing, but it's part of our role. And we understand that we not only need to, our work is not only make dreams happen. Our role is not only to create a nonprofit. I think our maybe if I am thinking in my legacy is to convince people that you have to do more good, and in our industry that we have a lot of people that really are in need. We need to continue promoting people to do good because I really firmly believe that people want to do good, but sometimes they are so
Priorities of life.
Worries, life, work. I understand that the companies, you have a lot of pressure from profit, from money, your boss, and I get it.
Yeah.
That's why we say, okay, we need to convince people to do good, to help their farm workers.
Right.
I believe that 95% of the people, they want to do good.
Yeah.
But maybe they don't have the time.
Right.
They don't have the resources. Maybe they are thinking they didn't stop to think about this. That's why we believe that our role is to
That's right, to make it easy for them.
Yeah, show them
Exactly.
As easy as possible, as seamless as possible, so that they can incorporate it.
Well, listen, Raul, Martin, congratulations on the work you've done. You've come a long way since I first met you. You're really making progress. It's fantastic to have you on the show. Any last words to our listeners out there? Just look for the thanks label for sure. Right.
Tell your friends, because this is something that is one of the most expensive things to do, is to get the word around.
Right.
And the greatest thing you can do beyond sending money, is tell your friends about it. Make people know about it.
Right.
Post it on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. Let your friends know.
Right.
Because if we all kind of pitch in a little bit, as you know, that famous 6 degrees separation, right? I mean, if everybody reaches 10 people in a few months, we reach the whole U.S. population.
Right.
If we wanted to do that out of our budget, it would be impossible.
Right.
If it's impossible for almost any company, unless
it doesn't cost them anything to post something.
It doesn't cost you.
Yeah.
And you feel
that is so valuable.
And you'll feel so good about it.
Okay,
That's the
okay, listeners, go to thxdreams.com. Check out the website and look for it in the grocery store. Now, Raul and Martin, we have a ritual that we put all our guests through. It's very painful. I'm sorry, but you have to sit and go through this. See, now Teresa likes puns, and her puns are very bad. But so when she tells, we make our guests sit and listen to her pun, and then we can't laugh at it. We have to groan. We call this section home groan. Because it's so bad. So, Teresa, what is our home groan for the day?
Why did the farm worker turn down a job at the vegetable farm?
Okay, now here's another one. So I'll repeat it.
Yeah.
You have to. We try to guess what the answer is. So you got to think it through. I'll repeat it, and then we'll each try to guess. So, okay, why did the farm worker turn down the job at the vegetable farm? Any guesses?
Because he went bananas.
Because the salary wasn't good enough?
The celery.
Celery wasn't good enough.
No, grown.
Give me that guy.
I can't believe it.
I thought it was because the farm did not partner with Thanks Dream.
There you go.
That's even better. It's not a pun. Well, thank you again so much. It's a pleasure to have you. I hope we'll have you again. And we'll check in with you later to see how things are progressing.
Thank you guys for having us.
Oh, it's real
Congratulations on the wonderful podcast.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you, listeners, for tuning in to the Produce Buzzers podcast, brought to you by Produce Buzz, the gathering place for lovers of fresh fruits and veggies. We hope you were entertained a bit and educated a lot about fresh produce. Be sure to join us next time, and please tell your friends to do so as well. Like, share, and comment on our Produce Buzz Facebook page, and check out our website at www.producebuzz.com. There you will find articles about fresh fruits and veggies, how to select, store, and prepare them, as well as lots of interesting facts about all the wonderful bounty the earth provides for us. Until next time, be fruitful and don't forget to veg out.